If you're new to the channel, I appreciate you tuning in. We're in the middle of a project right now. I call it Whiskey Throttle. It's actually the original mini bike I built way back in the way. And before I even started the channel, somebody mentioned that I should put it on YouTube. So this is actually the bike that started the channel. Today I'm working on the exhaust, the gas tank, and the intake. And if we get all those things done, I'll be stoked, because we get real close to actually taking this for a test drive. So I'll walk you around the bike and you guys can get a good look, and then I'll start in on the exhaust. Thanks for coming back, guys. Yeah, that's what it looks like now. We did pretty good. It's not fully complete yet, but starting to look like a bike. That's where we are so far with the exhaust. We gotta continue on. I got a muffler from another project, so let's get on it. I'm gonna start tacking things on. So that's the exhaust now. After I remove the little guard, I'm going to take it outside and cut these off, and then grind everything else that's brown, so that, you know, so it looks nice. And then eventually I'm going to wrap it with header wrap, but I want to cut these off, and then we're going to move that little guard over to the other part where your leg actually does go down. But I'm going to clean this up next. There it is. That's what the exhaust looks like now. All shiny. I think I did pretty good, actually. So I'm ready to throw it on. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do a quick clip, a couple clips of me throwing it on, basically. So hang tight, take a watch. Should be interesting anyways. I built that exhaust. I'm pretty stoked about that. Anyways, let's get into it. And I know I gotta put that back, I think, back bolt on first. You can't get it on without putting that side on first. Start this other one. Oh, there's an issue. Get that kick started on there. Okay. Now we're closer. That makes more sense. That fits pretty nice for a bike that didn't have this exhaust on. All the way through the forks and stuff. It looks sick. Time for some mock-up. I'm gonna climb up on this table that I built, and hopefully it doesn't like collapse or fall. Then I'll get that on camera, so it won't really matter. What was it? I need to figure out where that guard's gonna go. Like, where's my leg exactly go? So I can take this and go, pa-chow, figure out where I want it exactly. I know we're probably gonna go to a shorter kickstart because it's hitting the ground, so I'm gonna climb up there and tape this on. We're gonna try not to die. I could probably take it down and do it too. But what's the fun in that? Come on, table, hold me. You got this, table. How much do you trust your welds? Guess I'm finding out today. Come on, don't tip over, okay? Well, I can't tell, because every time I go to lean my ass back, I fucking damn near fall off the damn table. Okay, we gotta put it down. Well, not really. Right here. Because you're gonna have shifters too. Put it there, okay? Don't fall. Hey! What do you guys think? I like it there, so I'm gonna find a nut and a bolt, and then I'm gonna weld whatever bolt it is to that muffler and put this card on. So I found some nuts and some bolts that I think will work. I gotta make sure that I don't move it too far back or forth and all that jazz, so I'm gonna mark it on the pipe. Sure. Just like that. Still crap falling off this real quick. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark on the pipe. I even kind of want it to wrap up a little bit because down's useless, you get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna mark on the pipe where to put those. There's one. That's better. All right. That's what the exhaust looks like now, guys. We did this whole guard. It was black. I polished it out, made it look all pretty. It's all, the exhaust is complete. I made it all shiny as best I could. It needs header wrap, like exhaust wrap, so that it's not so, well, it's gonna rust as soon as water gets on it. So it needs exhaust wrap. And we're gonna move on to the next thing, guys and girls. We're gonna move on to doing the gas tank next, which I gotta seal it up next. So that's what we're doing. Show you where it is. Here it is on the bench. This is where it used to leak. I'm gonna hit all this with the wire wheel real quick. And then I got this gas tank sealant. So we're gonna do that next. And then mock up where we want it. Sort of everything. Anyways, here's the tank now. all sealed up. Doesn't look as pretty. It's an old looking tank anyways. I'm not really worried too much about how it appears, if it looks old or whatever. So let's throw it on here real quick. Wow, I have this tab I threw on just through one of the frame mounts. I don't know, it's like one of the side back ones. And it's just one of the angle parts from a go-kart. It just bolted through. And I'm gonna start mocking this up. I had an idea about sticking her in there, but I didn't know if the tank was gonna fit. Cause like, how are we supposed to get the intake by that? So I'm not fully committed to this tank. We might have to go to a smaller tank so that the carburetor or the intake goes by. So, gas tank. I'm gonna hose clamp it right there. See that? So, cat's eating in the background. I'm sorry about that. Guess Buddy's hungry. So yeah, I just don't have a long enough hose clamp. Okay. Tell me what you think though. I'm not even set on like the old rustic looking tank either. I was thinking maybe let's paint it black. This bike's way more modern than that, right? So we paint it black. Hose clamp, gas tank. I guess we could plumb the fuel system, but I don't want to do the fuel system until we know where the carb's gonna end up, so. What's next before this thing can run? Throttle cable can't be run until we know where the intake is. Wiring is done. Tank, that sealant needs to sit for 24 hours before we put any fuel in it. So that'll be a tomorrow thing before we attempt that tank. What's left? This is what it's like, by the way, a lot of times. I'm just sitting here staring at the damn thing, trying to figure out what to do. Oh, why don't we mock up a shifter? And we can do the intake too, but I got a shifter off another project out here, and I was thinking, why don't we try and figure out what we're gonna do with that? Yeah, so here's the plan. This is the shifter, came off one of the buggies outside, and it does fit this engine, so we're gonna go with that. Nut and bolt to bolt the wrench. I think we're gonna use for a shifter, and a big ass bolt for like the end of the wrench. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Take all this baloney and come over here. Inch 12. Now leaving the impact, bring it out, okay? I don't know. Take a look. Anyways, so here's the little shifter piece I found. Good job. I don't know if that's going to be the right location. Got to get this, you know, a bolt through. I'm not trying to tighten it on right now. I'm just trying to find the spot where it wants to go through. If you know what I'm saying, because like it's threaded and there's like a slot for this bolt to go through, and then everything clamps, right? So it'll tell me how deep or how not deep the shifter actually sits on. We're not trying to go tight. I'm just trying to make it so it's on to where, yep, just there. Okay, and then my next idea, because I've been sitting here staring at this thing, is to go, yeah. And this isn't, well, actually it is probably permanent here, but we'll see. We'll see if it works. I'm gonna weld it all in, is the plan. Show you the plan. Show you the plan. Here, okay. Now we're gonna tighten these two down. Kind of. Just like that. That little spacer keeps it away from the case. I want to bend this wrench straight, so I'm probably just going to cut it, because bending it is going to be a pain in the ass. So I'm going to cut it on the other side, then bend it so that it's straight, because it comes on an angle, because wrenches have that, but it's okay. So far that's what I was thinking. just like that. We hit the wood now for down, and I definitely don't want to weld it in a spot where it ain't gonna work. So I was also thinking putting that on the end of it for your foot, for your shift, making that all, you know, weld that all in and smooth it out, make it look cool. Oh, Jesus, you guys are falling. Jesus, don't fall. Come on. Come on, little clamp. Can you see there? Okay, yeah, sorry. Something like that. We need to get this right. So I'm gonna cut this and I'll be right back. So this was the other wrench, and I sat here for a long time trying to figure out, you know, distance, and then I went over to the tool bench, and this 13 mil, that's a cheap 13 mil, was like exactly the size that I was shooting for. So I just tried it with there, and I welded up a bolt onto it, and that's what it looks like right now. But I think that's what we're gonna go with, guys. I'm gonna weld it up. I got up and down, and before anything moves, I'm gonna weld everything in here solid as I can make it, you know? So yeah, I'll set you up on the time lapse. We'll go over there and weld everything up. Don't bother with the time lapse. It shouldn't take much to weld this in, so a little whack with the welder. All right. I had some dinner, and now I'm back. I ground on this shifter until it still looks like some sort of lump of crap. It's the best I can do. You know, it is what it is. I got one of the proper bolts for it. Cleaned it up, no more dingleberries. Sweet. Let's bolt it down. What do you guys think? It's a bolt and a wrench. That's the shifter. Yeah. Let's get up there, see if I can shift it. Yeah. 50-50 shot. Then it actually makes it so I can shift. When we go to try and start this thing, make sure it's against a wall, because I don't think it freewheels when it goes into gear. I don't think the clutch pulls it out of gear. I think it's stuck. Yeah, let's see. It needs to be a little lower, but hey. I like that actually. It's not bad at all. I guess it's built basically for my foot. I like it. We're gonna roll with it. Can't believe how well that's held on. Sweet. I did get zip ties from the dollar store, and they're as good as anything, right? Sure. So, this is where I planned on having the tank. Line's got to come right here. It's not bad. Zip tie special again. I'm sorry if this bugs anybody, but I'd like to ride this thing in this video. What is this? Some kind of, I don't know. Something on my fingers. Epoxy of some sort. Okay. I'm gonna fish this over top of that. And then, yeah, we don't have a, what is that? Crankcase vent. Yeah, I don't have a spare one right now, so put that on a list to do in the future because it's probably gonna blow shit all over the side of this tank. But it'll be fine. Just don't look at it. Tighten up our zip ties a little more. Cut some things. Okay. Gas tank. Permanently installed. No. Okay. What do you want to do? You want to do intake or pulse pump? Maybe we should wait to do the pulse pump for the intake to be done. Because then we know the length and where the stupid shit's going to go. Okay. I've been dreading this. Pain in the ass. Just look how close we are. That's why I'm dreading it. Between that intake and that gas tank is a fist. I don't know what kind of measurement that is, I'm sorry, but it's a fist. What, 4 inches maybe? I have this one. It's an exhaust pipe. That's what I was telling you. It's like, it's just not the right diameter. But I think we're gonna have to start out with this piece because it does match the intake. And then I have another piece. So say this comes off. Perfect. Because I don't want the carburetor on this side at all. I want the carb to come out that side. And the reason being is there's a lot of exhaust and hot shit on this side. And when they overflow, which these carburetors constantly do, it's gonna leak all over that exhaust if it goes that way. So I don't wanna go that way. So we're gonna try and get it to come out this way. But look at that angle. Woo! We gotta go like tight. Go tight in this corner and go out with that. You get what I'm saying? So right here, cut it like this. Ciao. Barely leave any. You know, my willpower pushed me through and all of my cunning. Not just some of it, all of it. Blue glasses that don't fit properly. Perfect. Try not to lose a finger or a face. No. Keep that because we're running low. Okay? Don't put that on the ground. Anybody watching, don't put those on the ground. Zip cuts. I stepped on them so many times. Don't do what I did. Okay. I'm gonna go throw this in the quench tank. I'll be back in a second. Quench tank. Just something. Are you guys still on there? Yeah, we're still cooking. Okay. So, stop moving, you guys. This is what we're looking at. I'm gonna throw a couple bolts in here just to hold the intake where it's gonna be, and then we'll start mocking up the other stuff. I'm gonna get this where I want it. Remember, it's gonna get cut here for the other little chunk of the intake. Right there. Okay, I got a mark. I'll undo it and we'll go over here. Okay. I'm gonna put a few tacks on it. Now I'm just gonna line up my blue mark and then fill in the rest, sir. And I gotta be real careful because you can warp the shit out of that. There we go. Throw another couple tacks on it. Okay, let's go over, see if it fits. Custom. Okay. Can't see with these goggles. There's still gasket material up there. That's perfect. So it kind of comes out, you know, towards where we want it. How far back do we need to cut it? That is the question. Let's cut it there. We're making it work. Screw it, who cares? Game on. At least you know it'll be a nice straight cut. Oh, geez, I hope this works. Okay. Hat hurts my head. Okay, back to what I was doing. Here we go. Okay, you guys seeing? Come in here. Take a look. Don't leave me hanging. %. Okay, well, we'll see if this is good, and then the next thing you guys will see is this will be all welded up. That looks pretty good to me. I can't get it much closer, honestly, because we're going to start to hit the slide. So I think that's where I'm going to weld it in solid, guys. Yeah, I guess I'll put you on the charger and then I'll get you guys back. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Not bad. It kind of sticks out a little farther than I wanted. I'm not gonna lie, you know. But what do we got left? We don't have much. Half a finger length between the carburetor slide and the top. Okay, I'm gonna have to go, after this I'll have to immediately start editing because this has got to go out. This video's got to go out, so. Where's the carburetor? There's the carburetor. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Sweet. Probably going to be in the way of my leg. Oh. Yes. Yes, it is going to be in the way for my leg. Morning. Anyways, guys, last night I just tacked it because I didn't want anything to move. So today, final day of filming. I'm gonna undo this bolt, pull the carburetor off, pull the intake off, go weld it on the bench, and then we gotta do the pulse pump and throw a battery in it, and we're gonna actually see if this engine does run. I hate it when it does that. Pulling my cords off the table. Go throw it in the quench tank. Well, I don't see any holes. So I ground down this intake as much as I can. That's what the little intake looks now. The carburetor already has a gasket on it, so I have to make one for the intake real quick. I'm just gonna end up cutting the damn thing. So I got my gasket, guys. Best I could do, you know, in 10 minutes or whatever it took me to put one together. So let's slap this intake on for its last time. Well, until I take it back off and paint it, but let's slap it on here, slap the carb on, and we're one step closer here. I did clean out the inside of it as well and try to port match it as best I can so it blended as much as I can between the pipes. So it is what it is. Is it perfect? No. Will it work? Hopefully. I hope it seals good enough. If not, we'll have to take it back off, put some RTV in between this intake and that carburetor, and do it again. Can't see from that side. Oh, here, I'll take the seat off, goober. Wow, all that struggle. That was dumb. Okay. If you're ever doing this yourself, take the seat off. Note to self. And she's tight. Oh, that one always sketches me out. Anyways, she's on there. She's on there as tight as I can get it. So if I go anymore, something's gonna strip. And I don't want to, okay? I don't want to strip anything. Stripping stuff sucks, okay? Don't do that. Perfect. Throw this carb on. Getting excited though. I want to ride this thing. Now it barely gets any threads. Perfect. What I gotta do. Okay, she's on there. That's the intake. My battery on my GoPro keeps dying. I forgot I have to put a pulse pump on this dirt bike because the feed won't come back up. So we got to drill a hole and weld in this little piece of steel brake line so that we have a pulse. Basically, this is where we're going to be pulling the pulse for the pulse pump. So we need a hole. Perfect. Let's try that again. This time maybe take it down a little more. Nice little hole. Okay. Without even doing anything, I'm just gonna stay on there, gasket. Bring the welding stuff over here and weld it on there. Boop, boop. Oh. If I get this turn just right, it'll actually sit right on there, I think. Bang. Just like that. You guys see that? That's what I'm going to tack on next. So I'm gonna bust out the welder. She held enough to start. Sweet. I'm just gonna tack all the way around that thing. And then I'll run the drill bit back down it again and see, make sure that we're little tiny welds. Okay, I'll wire wheel that and we'll see if I actually did okay. Hi, Sweet Pea, I'm on video. What can I do for you?
Hang on the video.
I'm all done, Sweet Pea.
You're not done yet, but it's still broken.
Yes, it is still broken.
Daddy, how to put this back on? Hey, Daddy, I tacked this on.
Can you watch out for a minute, sweetie? I agree.
Okay.
So yeah, I welded it all in. It's not, there's got some dingleberries, but I'm done cleaning everything up. But that's our new, what do they call it? Pulse pump line from the intake. I don't know. To give us the pulse. Okay, I'm gonna throw this back on and then we'll go from there. And back on again. So the carburetor's finally on. I'm gonna put the slide back in right now, basically. And what's the next thing we're gonna do? Full open, full close, at least we get that. So now the carburetor's on. We gotta do the pulse pump and a battery. And then we're actually gonna turn this thing over and actually see if it actually starts. So I have the pulse pump off one of the golf carts in the yard. And we're gonna reuse it for now for this thing. Save me having to go to the hardware store and buy some other goddamn light. That should be good, eh? That's on there pretty good, so that's the way we're gonna roll. This is from the tank, and it goes up to the pulse. Up to the fuel inlet for the pulse pump. Not really happy with the loop-de-loops it does under here, but we're kind of doing the best we can right now. Guess we're gonna see if this gas tank leaks, because I'm gonna have to pour this tank worth of gas into there. First time probably having gas in this thing in forever. Okay. Without any further delays, we're gonna start this thing here, guys. I got the pulse pump in finally. I put it on a battery charger while the GoPro was off, and what else did I do? I bled the brakes. So we do have brakes now. So I have the seat off right now just so we have the battery on, because I'm sure it's going to take a while for it to go all the way through the system, the pulse, to actually pulse pump. And we're going to watch right here. I'm going to bring you guys close, and we're going to just, hopefully it turns over first off. And then after that, we hope that we actually get fuel into this filter. So once we see fuel in that filter, we know that it's going all the way to the carb. Next thing, button on the on button. And we got nothing. I got nothing. So something's not right. Great. Okay, so I've spent probably another 2 hours going through this electrical system. After chasing down every wire that I could, I got back to this switch, which is like when you hold your brake on the handlebars. And I do have one, but it's for the wrong side. That's why I never used it. But if I connect these wires to this brake switch, okay, and then we imitate like the brake being on, she turns over. So I'm gonna clean up all the wires, and I guess I can probably just jump this wire to the other wire, like, you know, just connect it, because that's all it's doing really, is connecting the switch. And I just seen fuel come into the filter. So we're pulsing. This thing's gonna start. I'm gonna jump this for now and clean up all the wires before we try again. So give me like 5 minutes. I'll deal with this. Run a jumper wire is all I'm gonna do, and then put the wires back. Okay, so now that I have the wiring all back, I'm gonna hit the key, and we're gonna hopefully get this thing to actually fill up with fuel. I seen it spray once, so we know that it's starting to pump, but I want you guys to see it too, so. Key on. And hopefully it does the thing. Yeah, look at it pump. And that's why I have it on the battery charger, because they always take forever to prime. Yeah, there's no spark. Cool. That's why we're like pumping gas out and it ain't doing nothing. So don't blame the carburetor for that. Okay. So I think I figured out what's wrong. Can you see it? Sometimes I don't think all the way through. I didn't put the CDI box on. That's what that other clip was for. I think this will make it so that it'll actually get spark to the coil, and it might actually run now. So let's put this back together for the, how many times? I don't even know, okay? But I think this is gonna solve the problem. Shh. Just don't tell anybody that I did that, okay? That's our secret. Secret of the pros, okay? This definitely is the reason for that not running. Not getting spark. Oh my God, I'm so relieved. In neutral, I know that because I spun that tire. Where's that air filter? Just perfect. This is choke off. Try with the choke off first. Come on now. Do the choke on. Oh, come on. No way. Thought I had it. Okay, got my rubber stuff. Yes, we got spark. I don't know if you've seen that. Still got spark. See, watch, here we go. Ready? Nice. Still got spark. Okay. Let's put the seat back down. Come on. Let's put the choke on for a minute. Ready? Oh! My carburetor is not happy. Ready for our final attempt for the night. Carburetor's on. This one looks to be cleaner, so hopefully everybody, come on. This is not puking gas like it was before. Come on. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video, guys. It beat me this time. I don't know what I'm gonna do. That might be the end of this one for a while. I'll have to put it on the back burner until I figure out what's wrong with the engine. I appreciate you guys watching. Sometimes it doesn't always work. So maybe next time.